This is Cam Green. This is Cam's Green Light. Say no more, say less. The brand. I got my co-host. He's actually one of the original members that was a part of the podcast. He been gone since
But
the
we back. We back, man.
bro. I did 9 episodes without you, bro.
I know, bro. Hey,
Actually, yeah.
yeah, 9, bro. Good
That,
number.
that's
9, bro. But we
hey,
back, man. No need to worry, man. We back.
exactly Rogelio. I mean
Back.
Rogelio Frere.
It's your boy, man, Ro the Don. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on IG, Ro No underscore ROKNOW.
What does Ro know?
Man, it's like Ro No. It's just period. Ro No.
Right,
I don't know everything, but I know a lot.
right.
It's Ro No.
Okay. Hey man, we 10 episodes deep in this thing. We 10 episodes deep. That's crazy. How you mess up the okay. Anyway, say no more. Hey, so we gonna get straight into it. Let's waste no time real quick, man. Hey, why do men not commit?
Um, I'll start off by saying this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, every guy, of course, we know ain't ready for that. But you have to understand what stage a guy is in. So, for example, some guys go through stages where they transition into wholesome men to
Mm-hmm.
where they're tired of being hoes and they just want to find somebody to settle down because they become established and they got their own money and it's consistent. Everything kind of unfolding in their life pretty good, but you got some men that's just all over the place and can't really, if they can't stay consistent with something throughout their life, how they gonna stay consistent with a woman?
Mm.
And not just one, you know what I'm saying? Like it ends up becoming multiple because at the end of the day, dude has nothing that's solidified in his life. So for a woman to be like, just when a woman tells a guy to settle down,
Mm.
you really can't make a guy settle down. Ain't can't no guy make no guy settle down. And I mean that by like a partner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if Cam was out here in these streets, man, and I was like, say, bro, like you gotta chill, like, you know what I'm saying? You got too much going on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna listen to me, dog. No matter how close we are. Like you might take it into consideration, but you're not gonna listen to me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I think another reason for that, man, is the spiritual aspect. And I think that's something that we overlook nowadays, especially with, what I'm saying, people our age, man. We really lag in that area and understanding why it's important to ultimately find that one, your rib,
Mm-hmm.
that can make you feel complete.
Right.
And I say feel complete because your significant other should not make you complete, if that makes sense. Your God is the glue
Mm-hmm.
that puts you guys together. So he makes two people complete. Does
That's
that
one.
make sense?
Yeah, that makes
You know what I'm
sense.
saying?
I mean,
God is the glue, man.
hey, okay, okay. So man, in my I don't even want to say logistics or logic or whatever. But hey, so to me, why men don't commit, I put it like this, and this can go for women as well. A lot of people like the idea of being kept by someone, but don't like the pressure that it brings when it comes to committing to a relationship or being in a relationship. They don't like that pressure. They don't like that feeling. And if they still want to have their fun, but have somebody there with them too, and it don't work like that for the other person, and they don't have an understanding like that, then it becomes an issue. And it's like, well, I don't want to be labeled a cheater, or I don't want to be labeled somebody that's just really out here trying to be a dog or an animal or something like that. So instead of me being judged by you, I'm not gonna really technically commit to you. I'm gonna have my fun and or whatever. And maybe sometimes it ain't even about the fun. Maybe it's just somebody's just off. So we're gonna talk about the very first thing as far as why men don't commit, and that's we're gonna go into key points
But
about this thing. So that's one of my reasons, but that ain't my reason. You feel
right,
me?
right, right.
That's just what I based off of observance and everything like that, man. I think that's one of the biggest things, but one of the number one thing might be timing.
Timing. Oh man.
Timing.
So I'm glad you said that, man. So timing aligns with everything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll bring it back to what I said earlier. It may not be our time, but it's definitely on God's time.
Okay.
You know, just because we don't feel, or we do feel that something should happen at the moment that we want it to, doesn't mean it's supposed to.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We ask, I'm gonna get a little spiritual. We ask God for a lot of things, man. You know what I'm saying? We have these general prayers that aren't really, they're not, we're not praying for anything. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, uh, oh, God, please send me a good man. Please send me a good woman. Okay, there's a lot of those, and there really is. But
Mm-hmm.
what if you do get exactly what you asked for, a good man or a good woman, but you end up saying, well, I mean, I asked you for a good man, but why did you send me a short one? I asked you for a good man, or why did you send me a big guy when you know I don't like big guys?
Hmm.
Or, why you send me a good man, but what I'm saying, he has acne. I don't like men with acne. Be specific about what you want. But I will say this.
Hmm.
Don't ask for something and you can't give nothing in return.
Mm.
Or you yourself are not prepared what's to come to you. A lot of people ask for a good man or a good woman and then themselves still have a lot to work on.
Mm.
So I always say God isolates you to insulate you, man. Like a lot of people do not use the time that they're supposed to be by themselves to grow, to be able to become that person, to to be someone's significant other.
Yeah.
I'm saying? We talk about God's timing. One of God's timing is to allow you to be by yourself so you can become that special person. So when somebody else, so when you do that prayer and you ask for God, what I'm saying, like what specifically you want from your significant other, and they come,
Mm.
you use that time that God isolated you to build yourself. So by the time the next person comes in your life, that he's like, you know what, she's ready or he's ready, you are prepared for the moment.
Mm.
And then you then become prepared to get to know them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to get to know yourself and trying to get to know them. You can't do that. How do you do that? How
Mm.
you gonna try to get to know yourself and then know someone else?
Yeah.
You talking to two different people, technically, even though there's only one. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
even though
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
only you talking to two different people.
You're dealing with yeah. Exactly, bro. And so, like I said, with timing, it's a big factor because what's the what's the right person if it's not the right time? Like, and who is to say that person is the right thing for you? That person might have a lot of things going on in their life and might have a great thing going, a good thing going, but it might not be for you. It might not
Word.
might not be
Yeah.
designed for you. Like you be like, oh, this person got this titles, they got this, they do this.
Facts.
Oh my God! Like, did you not know they come from this type of family? They got this type of money. Hold on, wait a minute. That's what we basing the relationship off of.
You
And it's
can't do
like,
that.
bro, if that might not be the person for you. So timing is very vital in those situations,
Essential.
and it's essential. And so I was at Hope City. Pastor Jeremy talked about um, instead of becoming the right person, I don't know, instead of looking for the right person, become the
Become the
right
right
person.
person.
And I thought that that was
Wow.
so right on with it. And I thought that that was like, yeah, hit the nail on the head with it because it's like, bro, too many people out here trying to find the right person, praying for the right person, looking for the right person. It's like, okay, I'm on social media. I'm getting desperate to find that person. But why would you stick your neck out to find that person when you not right within yourself? You haven't reevaluated yourself. So why men don't commit is because we don't evaluate that time. We don't actually utilize our time correctly and just be honest with us. And it could go for women as well, but we speaking on men today. So therefore, men, we don't utilize our time correctly, bro. Like we literally say that we single, but we not alone. And we be
Oh
having so many
man.
people with us and we be crowded around that, and it's like, bro, if I'm not committed to nothing, I have no obligations, I have no strings attached, bro. If we say we dating, that does not define that we are in a relationship. We are dating, so
Yeah.
therefore we are going out a couple of places, we going here and there. I'm showing you off to this person, I'm showing you off to that person, but we haven't established that conversation or had that understanding to where, hey, look, we are boyfriend and girlfriend. No, we are talking. And because we are talking, I
Right.
have no strings attached. Yeah, I might really like you and I might be really down for you. But at the end of the day, hey, I ain't got no title. I do what I want. And so many men have that mentality. And we can stop faking the funk, bro. We cannot try to make ourselves seem like Mr. Perfect or Mr. Right, bro, because we're not right within ourselves. So when we get that time and we utilize that correctly, then we can say, okay, I want to commit. But we haven't got there yet. Some men have not got there yet. Some men have not matured. Some people are older in age but are not mature. And that's straight up like how it is,
Yeah.
bro. It takes time with that. It takes a lot of time. People say, "Oh, well, wisdom come with age." Okay, cool. But what if somebody young is paying attention to somebody with wisdom, and that older person or somebody that might be the same age as that person that's shooting off that wisdom is not receiving that same type of wisdom or doesn't have that same type of wisdom, then he lacks that. But that person, that young dude that was paying attention to that dude that had that wisdom, he peaked all that game, and now he's more mature than that person that might have been the same age as the dude that was kicking the game.
No, yeah, word, bro. And then like going back, to the timing in relationships for men and why we don't commit, like,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, man. And ladies, like, I feel like y'all, some of y'all like
Mm.
ignore signs that men give you.
So many,
Like, and
so
don't
many,
don't ignore it, bro. Don't
so many
ignore them.
signs. Like, hey, we
Like,
cool,
listen, like,
we
we're
chilling.
very simple minded. As much as y'all would like to argue that, guys are very simple minded. All
Very.
right, you know what I'm saying. And so, if there are signs when you start getting to know this guy, when you start talking to this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and even when you meet him, and you just like, you know what, I really can't get jiggy with that. You know what I'm saying? I can't get funky with that.
Yeah.
And let that be. Let that be. Don't don't be like, you know what? I mean, I seen that, but I I think I can work with that. I think I can get him out of that groove. I think I can make him stop doing that. Never downgrade yourself to upgrade someone else. If you
Absolutely.
can't rock with something,
Oh,
don't rock with it, period.
say that.
You know what I'm saying? And that'll really save you time
Mm-hmm.
because you won't have to feel like, or you won't have to screenshot anything that says, don't worry about the time that you wasted with him. You know what I'm saying? Everything gonna get better. You gonna find the right one. You didn't even have to get to that point.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ignored the red flags from the get go. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, we do that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, some fellas go through that, but we talking about men, man. Like, a guy will show you who he is
Hmm.
in uncomfortable situations. And you, ladies, like, I always say this: time is like a blade in a field of tall grass.
Hmm.
The longer you out there using that blade, the longer you get to know somebody, the lower you can cut their grass and see what's really underneath.
Mm.
So
You might be careful what you see in that grass too.
there's, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's power in the tongue, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ladies, know how to use that.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask questions that you feel might upset them or make them uncomfortable. Like, put them in situations like that. Ask a guy what you really want to know. Ask him, is he spiritual? Ask him, does he go to church? Ask him, does he read his Bible? Ask him, does he have healthy relationship with his friends? Ask him if he has healthy relationship with his family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
How
saying?
you treat
Because
your mama?
because then that shows you what you're gonna be dealing with. Don't some guys try to throw these pity parties like, man, I done been through a lot, like, you know what I'm saying, I really can't, you know what I'm saying, I really can't get jiggy with my family, you know what I'm saying, I really ain't got a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ignore those signs. Why can't you get along with your friends? Why don't you got a lot of friends? Not saying that you have to have a lot of friends, but
I'm
like,
just
why
one
can't you
deep.
keep friends? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why are you always by yourself?
Yeah.
Why are you always turning to drugs when things start going bad or when you get angry?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like I said, when we talk about timing, understand that even though somebody may have the potential, and I'm directing this to the ladies, even though you think somebody may have the potential to be a good man, their
Mm-hmm.
time may not be at that moment that you want them.
Yeah.
Okay, so be okay with telling the guy, you know what, I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? We can just be friends. We can just be associates.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, bro? Guys will say anything, you know what I'm saying, to keep you in the loop, man. They'll say anything to keep you in the loop. But if you just know and you really, like, you know what I'm saying, if you really solidify within who you are and what you stand for, like, you really won't feel like time was wasted.
Hmm. Say that.
So
Yes, sir. Man, and another thing, I guess key point two, because we that was the first one. So timing, that's number one. Number two will be past
Yeah.
experiences. So we can go ahead and say it, bro. Many men make excuses to why we can't move on or why we can't do certain things. And I'll be honest, ladies, sometimes at times y'all are very manipulative on things that you want and you don't try to be, but because that man sees that, he's like, okay, maybe it's not genuine or I don't feel genuine. So then you give him another excuse to why he distanced himself. And it requires more time. And man, if you that woman and you feel like he's the right one, sometimes women are naive to where they gonna actually wait. But we gonna talk about that a little bit later. That might be part two or something. Uh, but now when we talk about past experiences, you see a lot of guys go through. Make a lot of excuses to why they can't be with you or why they don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
Well, my ex did this. Well, I
Yeah.
was really hurt this time. Well, I was in a 3 year relationship. I was in a 6 year relationship. It just didn't work. And so now all of that is reflecting in how I treat you. And now I don't know how to go about committing to you because I am allowing this to take over my
Yeah.
life
Yeah.
and I'm making excuses. And sometimes I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. That we be stunning because sometimes that don't even be the case. Sometimes it don't even be the case. Sometimes that's just
No.
a
It's a
gateway to be
cover
like,
up, man.
look, hey,
You try to give
I
him
ain't
a
really
sad
look,
story
look,
just
mama,
to.
I ain't really feeling you. So therefore, I gotta mention all the things that were of my past. But with guys, bro, some men can get over it really quickly.
Oh, word. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I've been waiting to shoot my shot at this chick. So yeah, I'm kind of glad we broke up. So now this, but we use that as an excuse to not do it.
Yeah,
So go
man. So
ahead.
like I could say like definitely um talking directly about past experiences on why we wouldn't commit.
Yeah.
Like man, look, like the times that I've had bad past experiences and tried to talk to a new girl and didn't have no proper healing or no, proper self-evaluation, it
Mm-hmm.
was really harder for me to want to like her
Mm.
because like I wasn't fully satisfied where I was at emotionally and physically. And so whenever I would see, what I'm saying, the woman do something that I didn't like, and I was just like, oh, it's kind of reminding me of what the previous person used to do. Like, it used to kind of push me away. It would have me as a guy confused, like I know I told her I liked it. I know I, pursued her. I know I got her number, and I know we're talking now, but do I really want to continue this?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where women have, that the quick response of saying, guys just don't know what they want. They're confusing.
Yeah.
No, like guys are not confusing. It's what they were dealing with previously and how they dealt with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll say and I'll definitely say this: the times that I did go, through bad past experiences, but I kept a solid spiritual foundation and I healed with it properly. With the help of others who have been through that or knew how to, really I guess fill my spirit with things that I needed that were important, that I needed and not what I wanted,
Mm.
really helped me recover in a healthy manner to when I met somebody else, it was a clean slate.
Mm.
There was no previous baggage brought in. I wasn't trying to, throw a pity party like, man, you know what I'm saying? My last ex, man, she really did me wrong, or, what I'm saying? Like it was just a lot emotionally. Like you wouldn't try to do that because like when you bring previous experiences to someone else,
Mm-hmm.
some people don't like being compared. Some people feel like they're gonna have to compete with your ex, or try to make you feel, or will, like sometimes guys will try to do that just to get. It don't sound bad, but sometimes guys will try to throw a pity party just to get some cutty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's straight up,
Talk
man.
about it.
Like, I, I've had, what I'm saying, I've had some people that I know that have done that, and I mean, it's not the, I mean, it
Not
ain't
the best
right.
strategy.
It
It,
ain't
it
right.
ain't nothing right about it,
it,
bro.
it ain't right, but it happens, man.
Yeah.
And like I was saying earlier, timing and past experience really correlate. a lot amongst each other on why men wouldn't commit. Because like, ladies, like, straight up, man, sometimes, like, there are times in a guy's life to where he just doesn't want to be with one person.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's times in guys' life where they reach this peak to where they're just like, you know what, man, I got a lot going for myself. There's, women left and right coming at me, and I'm not even looking for it, and I just can't control myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can't ignore the fact of what's coming at me. And I mean, hey, like, it happens. Like, a
Yep.
lot of guys fall short, man. The flesh is something real. Especially if you've had it before, you kind of get the itch, man. Like, I need a fix.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I don't need it, but I want it.
Yeah.
So,
And one thing I would say as well, we as people, um, we're addicted to a lot of things that are unhealthy for us.
word.
I call it the junk food of our lives. Like relationships, everything. That's junk food to us, bro. Because just like you said, men don't necessarily commit because they see something else and they get excited about it.
Yeah.
That happens a lot with us. And
Oh
and
yeah.
it's like, bro, get your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Um, man, so I put it like this, man. Um, women, you you hold us to a certain standard, or you hold us to a certain type of way. And if you ever looked in the Bible, if you ever looked in the Bible, there's been some men that have gone to war over women, have slipped up and messed with the wrong woman,
Yeah.
have gotten killed because they messed with the wrong woman,
Hmm.
or because time and time again you see men in the Bible dealing with multiple women.
Yeah.
So in a man's nature, it's almost like an animal like characteristics. Now you all be saying, "Oh man, all men are dogs. They this and that," and it's like, okay, how many times you gonna say that before I start to believe it? How many times you gonna start saying that? Because bro, you hear that from, and I talked about this in the very first episode. I said you hear that from a child all the way up until you grown.
Yeah.
You hear that throughout your whole entire life. All men are the same. All men are dogs. You know what I'm saying? You lay down with dogs, you're gonna wake up with fleas. All these different scenarios. We hear that and we like, okay, this must be true. Like I'm starting to believe it myself. I know the whole entire time I try to fight it off, but I'm starting to believe it myself. And it's really like that. Women, y'all hold us to a standard and y'all want us to be a specific way. But that man might have not matured in where he is. That man might not feel that you're that person to do that for him. And I'm telling you, women, you have to stop being a pursuer. You have to. I
Yes,
know, I
bro.
know what a lot of men.
I,
I know what a lot of men said. I know this is the year 2018. We're going into 2019 sooner or later. But that philosophy is dead. I don't care who says it. It
trash.
is dead. No man should allow you to pursue him. No man should allow you to, you know what I'm saying, propose to him. Now, I'm not trying to shoot down anybody's views or perspective or whatever it is. I'm not trying to
Speak your
crush your
mind,
word,
man.
but I'm gonna tell you how it is. That's just how I feel about it. Man, if I have to pursue you, then it cannot be genuine, and you will not get the man that you want. You will not get the man that you want because I haven't established myself to get to you. It's about timing, and we said about the past experiences. So if it's time and I haven't gave myself time to heal from the last relationship, I haven't gave myself time to evaluate my wrongdoings in that last relationship. If I'm over here messing around with this girl and that girl and that girl, why do you think when I start talking to you that I'm just gonna completely stop? Why do you think that? I have to get myself right. Give me that time. Give me that moment. Give me that space. And if it is that time and God designed it, then that's what it need to be. Now, I will say that a lot of men, they don't follow the kingdom. A lot of
Nah.
men do not follow God the way they say they do. You
Or
have
they,
Christian boys and you got godly men.
yeah.
But let's put it like this, man. A lot of men do not follow God the way you think they do. We might read a scripture here and there or something like that, but some people do not follow
They
God. Now
aren't living the
they
life.
not living a life,
They're
and
just
you're
reading.
not feeding your spirit, and spirit and the flesh will always be beefed up together. It talks about that in Galatians, bro. So with that being said, women, you cannot hold him to that standard if he hasn't got there himself and he hasn't understood and he hasn't say, you know what, I got to get my stuff together. Let me get my time together. Because I'm gonna say it like this: men and women, there is no such thing as I'm gonna get all of my fun out, then I'm gonna be serious and I'm gonna settle down. There's no such thing. You're gonna always want something. You're gonna always not be satisfied.
So it's
There's gonna
discipline.
it's got to be
It's
discipline.
discipline.
Willie D said it best. He said a man can't be faithful. He can't be faithful with nothing. Doing cooking won't make him faithful. Being a
No.
great mother won't make him faithful. Being a great wife won't make him faithful. Being
Getting
nasty in
cutty
the
every day won't make him faithful,
it
man.
nothing will make him faithful. Bro. Willie say, look, only thing that'll keep a man faithful is him.
Yes, bro.
Is him. And that's straight. That's free game. That's straight game. Like,
And we was like, man,
hey, say
I
no.
was watching that, that IG video the other
Yeah,
day, man. I think that's what you're talking about, right?
yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? It was this bad chick, man, just sitting there. And he like, what do you bring to the table? And she was like,
What that mean?
me, this.
What that
She,
mean?
you know what I'm saying? She's like, I got pussy. Like this motherfucker love my pussy. And then she's like, okay, well, what if I'm hungry? You can eat my pussy. Like what? Like no.
Excuse his language,
And
y'all.
then so dude straight up said, man, he made a great point. He was like, just what you said. There are 3 billion other women that can offer the same thing you just did.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you as bad as you are, you don't stand out to me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, man. Speaking on the why y'all think we're animals, ladies. A lot of times y'all don't give a man nothing to respect.
Mm.
And I mean that from
The court.
physically or mentally. Yeah, like wanting to court you.
Yeah.
Like, look, I said, I'm gonna keep it 100. Like me personally, and I could speak for what I'm saying, my boy Cam too, because we think alike. But we like things that look nice,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't mean that we're going to pursue it. So, for example, like, what I'm saying, me and the fellas could be, what I'm saying, chilling, on the busy streets on campus, what I'm saying, we know there's a lot of traffic, and there could be a lot of fine honeys walking by, man. What I'm saying, wearing tight clothes, wearing a little bit of clothes, showing a lot of skin, what I'm saying, like, and you're like, damn, bro, like she bad, she
Mm-hmm.
fine, ew. But that doesn't mean we gonna want to cuff that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like the last thing that's left to do based off of what we just seen was have sex with her. You ask why? Well, I mean, there's nothing for me left to imagine. I literally seen everything that you had.
Yeah. You showed it all.
You know what I'm saying? You're giving me the sexual vibe regardless. And I really hate it when women are like, well, just because I dress like this don't mean you got to judge me. I mean, you're
No,
right. We don't have to.
we don't have
But
to.
it's going to happen.
It's going to.
Just like if you was to see a man walking around with tattoos all from his neck down to his last toe, you're going to be like, oh, this dude a thug. He going to be like, nah, don't judge me. I just like tattoos.
Hmm.
Come on now. You think a company finna say that when he walk in the door?
Yeah.
Don't judge me. I like tattoos. It don't work like that, man.
It don't.
And so, like, ladies, like, it, the more you give a man to respect, the more he is willing to respect you.
If you giving him everything that is in a benefit of a relationship, don't expect a relationship.
Bro, and I'm, like I said, Cam, keep it 100, bro. I have not known none of my friends, none of my close friends
Mm-hmm.
that have had sex with a woman before they got in a relationship and ended up dating them for a long time or married them.
That's not say that it
Not
doesn't
saying it doesn't happen,
but his friends. Yeah.
but a lot of I don't know none of my close friends that were able to do that simply because like
It's difficult.
there's nothing, and like I'm not saying that sex is the ultimate goal. because sex should not be an audition for a relationship. It should be a reward in marriage. It should be something that is so special
Mm-hmm.
within marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But once you do that, you give the man nothing else to look forward to.
Yeah.
And you can say, well, we got all this time to get to know each other. What more would do you think he wants to know from you?
Mm.
You gave him everything. You gave him some
Exactly.
food. You done went out on a date. He done met your friends. If that,
Maybe even met your parents.
or if that, and then you give him your body.
Yeah.
Now you as a woman sit there and tell me what more could this man experience with you?
The most intimate thing is your body. That's the only sin that the Bible says that sins against you and God. So what do you think you just gave him?
And and ladies, like, I'm not saying this to bash you in any way, but I'm just being honest. When you make a man earn things and wait for things,
Mm-hmm.
and he's literally busting his ass to get you,
Hmm.
and not just, I'm not saying not to have sex with you. I'm saying to get you as a woman, man. A dude will do things for you that he has never done for no one else
Absolutely.
when he has to wait, when he knows that there is no chance in God's green earth that he is going to get that
Yeah.
before he marries that. And look, it's a hard pill to swallow for guys, man. Like, it really is. Um, like for a guy to, see a real nice fine shawty, and we go up to her, we feeling each other, we get the number, and what I'm saying, once we start talking, she's like, look, like, I'm gonna just be straight up. Like, if sex is what you're looking for, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know? And even if she has sex before, some women are really serious about, you know, straying away from it until marriage.
Yeah.
And I have friends like that have strayed away from it for a while now because they're really serious until waiting for that because they know how precious it can be. So, like, even me, man, I'll share this story. Like, I experienced that once before when I had met a woman I was very interested in. And the first thing she told me when, the conversation pretty much started kicking off, and she was like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If, sexual relations is what you're looking for ultimately in this, I suggest you tell me now so I can spare my time and leave. Because I don't plan on doing that until I get married. And I was like, you know what? Like, I respect you so much more for saying that.
Hmm.
Because now I know that I can't, even if I wanted to, I couldn't come at you like some regular chick. Like, this is something I have to respect, regardless if I like it or not. If bro, when a guy really wants something, there is nothing you can put in front of him that will stop him from getting that.
Hmm.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the animal, oh, make us become an animal on pursuing you. Don't relate that word to us after you give us everything early on without earning it and wonder why we're doing it to other women that are doing the same thing to us.
Keep this, man. Hey, check this out. So one thing you did say, bro, in the beginning, you said something about cars, bro. Well, no, you did. Yeah, you said that looking at something. You said on campus, I might look at something, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want it. I put it in that analogy like it's a car.
Yeah.
Just cause I, just cause it's a nice car. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a nice car. That don't mean I want it. That don't mean I want to buy it.
It's just good to look
It's
at.
good to look at. It's a nice car. I like the rims. I like the interior. I like what it's all about, and I like the way that the model of it, the year that they made it in. Like, okay, yeah, I appreciate that car. I don't really want that car. I'm not trying to drive that car, but I appreciate it. So that's the type of things it is. Like, that's what it is, ladies. You have to understand that, yes, your man might look at something in admiration. God made beautiful people. He admires that. He's not necessarily lusting after that. Now, if he gets in that car and he test drives that car, then you got to be like, hold up, pump your brakes, pump your brakes,
Mhm.
because you gotta think about it. And what happens once, ladies, and this is something that y'all need to pay attention to, and that men we have to pay attention to as well. what happens when you get in that car in the in when you in the lot, man, and you at the lot, the car dealership, and you get in that car and you say, "All right, we're gonna take it for a test drive around the block." What happens to that value of that car?
Goes down.
It goes down, depreciates. So if I don't own this and I haven't bought into it, but I'm getting in this car, and this might be for somebody else, and I take it around the block, man, I lose my significance. I lose the value. I lose the worth of it. And I've been rolled around and test drive for so long that I'm not even worth
It's
being at the dealership
crazy.
no more. Now I got to go to one of these empty car lots, and I'm going for a cheaper price because I never knew my worth because I let somebody drive me so much. But that's neither here nor there. Another thing, women, the reason why a man won't commit to you is because y'all don't appreciate effort anymore. I ain't gonna say all
Uh,
women. I ain't gonna say all women.
we have this
But yeah,
thirsty analogy that
there's
just
thirsty. Y'all don't
blew
like
up.
effort anymore. Y'all don't like when men
What?
pursue you anymore. You don't like when a man is, like you said, sticking your
Thirsty.
neck out, going above his way, going above and beyond to get you and make you understand. Hey, I'm really interested in you. You want the man that don't want you. And that's really what it be like. You want a man that got multiple females, and you be like, well, oh, man, he cute or whatever. And I'll be like, hold on, wait a minute. This man stuck his neck out here for you to show you that, hey, I could be that right guy. But because you didn't want him and you thought he was thirsty, you let another man that didn't even want you. Like, come on, man.
Bruh.
Listen,
Man,
look at it.
you just kind of like rung some in my head,
Look
man.
at it,
Two
man.
two
Come
short
on.
stories. Two short stories. Personal stories.
Say no more.
First one, I had met. Okay, it's two women.
Mm-hmm.
One of them told me that it was a time in her life where she had met a man
Mm-hmm.
that knew that he wanted to marry her, that told her that he wanted to marry her. And at the time, she's telling me that she knew she was very immature. She was not in a place where she wanted to settle down. And it was like, so the fact that she knew he wanted her so much and so bad, like, was foreign to her. It was uncomfortable to her. She didn't want that. She was like, well, why do you want me? Like, she was trying to just pushing him away, ignoring him. And she told me a few years after she, like, pushed him away, and he kind of got the point, like, dang, she really doesn't want me. After so many times that he tried, she told me that she grew spiritually, and she went through some life experiences that really matured her in so many ways that made her into the woman she is today.
Yeah.
And she said, if I would have been who I am now, then I would have not hesitated to accept his hand in marriage.
Mm. Women don't like a good man.
But every woman is, like I said, every woman is
Not
not
bashing y'all,
ready
ladies.
for that. Every woman is
Not
not,
bashing you.
every woman is not ready for that, bro. Mentally, spiritually, physically, like, every woman is not ready for that. She said she had to go through things and, like, experience what she experienced to get to who she is now. And that's why she did not understand why he was doing that. It felt uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's what she's ready for. It's what she's looking for.
Yeah.
She's waiting for the opportunity to arise. And she can't go back and be like, hey, well, I matured. If the offer's still up on the table, like, I'll take it. It
Nah,
don't work like
it's too
that,
late for
man.
all that.
And then I'll share, this last short story. It was another woman that I knew, and at the time I had never experienced, like, sexual relations. I never had sex before during that time. And she told me, she was like, if I would have dated you during that time,
Mm-hmm.
straight up said, I would have cheated on you. And I was like, can you explain? She was like, at that time, I was in a place where I needed sex. And knowing that you did not engage in those activities, even though you were such a good guy and I wanted you for the longest time, I knew that if I would have been with you and not be able to get what I wanted, I would have found it in someone else.
Hey.
She was like, so I'm glad I did not get with you during that time
Mm-hmm.
because I knew that I would have allowed my flesh to take over to fulfill a want,
Mm-hmm.
not a need, but a want that I felt like I needed. And I was like, wow. And this is coming from women, not a man, but a woman. And, we talking about a timing for men, but there's also timing for women,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And it's it's something deeper than like, what we're talking about. It's something that, I'm saying, if you haven't experienced it, that's fine. But if you have, or someone that have, really like, really reach out to them so you can see what you have to do to prepare yourself to not put yourself in a position of what others have been that wasn't healthy. Don't be afraid to ask your friends, like, you know, what should you do in instances, so you don't get yourself not necessarily caught up, but just put yourself in a bad position, to fail. You don't want that. You're gonna experience failures, but you don't want to purposely put yourself in there because you want to be ignorant and think you would know everything. So,
Yeah.
you want to move on to the
Yeah,
next
yeah, we
topic?
can go ahead and move on to the next topic, man. I hope y'all really enjoying this because this is some heavy stuff. This is
Physical
some heavy stuff right here.
technicalities.
Technicality. So look, the next topic right here was this 3 or 4.
It's for
Yeah, it's pretty much 4. Okay, so I think that this is the fourth point right here, and this is the physical technicalities. So what we mean by that is men we look at a woman as a beautiful thing. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a car. Just like I'm gonna go back to this car analogy. It's kind of like looking at
yeah,
a beautiful car, and you like, dang, this is a nice car. I'm gonna go ahead and buy this. Now this has been a kind of a used car, but it still got some great mileage on it that's worth buying. But oh, something wrong with the seat? Oh, hold on. What is there a scratch on the car? Hold on. The door got a little dent in it. Hold up. Wait a minute. So then you like, I love the car. I love the model, but I can't get with that dent. I can't get bro. Why the seat got a rip in it though? I'm not gonna try to buy that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the physical technicality with it. So men, we look at a good thing and we look at a woman and we be like, man, she's beautiful. She has a beautiful smile. She got a beautiful face, nice little shape. Uh, man, but I can't get it with that bump or that I can't get with that birthmark or her feet not pretty or her legs don't match with her upper body. Like, I'm not trying to be petty or nothing like that, but yeah, it is being petty. I ain't gonna lie to you. Physical technicality,
yeah,
bro.
man.
Let's talk about it.
Physical technicalities can be well, not, I'm not gonna say can be, is a big issue with men and women. Um, like, and I think we've all been through this, man. Like both genders, so
Hmm.
where it's just like,
Yes.
he a nice guy, but
Yeah.
he's just overweight.
He chubby. He got a
He's a
little
nice
pudge.
guy, but he's just not tall enough.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, but he just doesn't have that physical physique that I'm looking for. He's a nice guy, but he doesn't have enough on his resume for me.
He's a
You know what I'm
nice guy,
saying?
but he doesn't have waves, or he don't have
He don't have
dreads.
enough
I like
money.
dread
He
heads.
don't have enough money to keep my my what I want financially. The going out to eat. Being able to provide for the things that I want and not need. Just being able to splurge on me. Like, it's at the end of the day, man. For a guy, yes, we see a lot of beautiful women, and yes, a lot of beautiful women are good women.
Hmm.
But that doesn't mean that we're going to commit to you. It does not mean that. I think every guy can
You could be
attest
the
that.
bomb.com and they not.
Man, I think every guy can attest. If we're really being honest, I think every guy can attest that they've had probably one of the most beautiful women in their life
Hmm. Slip away.
and didn't commit to her, or just literally treated her like,
She was gonna be around.
yeah, like just took it for granted, like, or just like, oh, she's just a regular chick.
Hmm.
And I try to tell my friends, look, man, like, yes, looks can matter for attraction, but they won't matter when you're in the trenches in a relationship, and you have to fix something. Something starts going bad, and like, you're looking at her for her beauty to fix your issues. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, um, I'm a big person. Really just a big advocate for self beauty transforming the physical beauty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when I say self beauty, that is, the spiritual beauty of knowing that, what I'm saying, she really feeds herself with wisdom from not only, what I'm saying, the good book, but from people who are experienced, people who, have healthy mindsets and healthy lives that pour into a man or a woman and are really able to, like form them into the person that they are. Um, that for a guy can really change how he wants to go about pursuing you or not. Um, I know some, and the reason I say that is because, like, I know some guys that are, my partners, what I'm saying, some of my partners are good looking fellas, straight
Mm-hmm.
up. But you may see, what I'm saying, their significant other, you're like, well, I mean, she's not that cute. You got, the boy saying, well, man, she's not that cute, bro, but she cool. You know what I'm saying? The dude may be like, you know what, bro? Like, she has everything that I want,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And not saying that anybody has to lower their standards. I'm not saying that. But really take into consideration of people's personalities and how that can transform how you view them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of like, judging a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Like, it can look like a lame book, but until you read, what I'm saying, like the backstory to it on why the book was written and what's actually in the book, you might see that as like, man, like, you can spot the book like, bro, read that book. That book is a great book. You'll be like, this is a great book. Like,
Mm.
it ain't got like the title seems boring. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Ain't no flashy colors on here.
Mm-hmm.
I know, bro, I know, but you gotta read the book though. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't want to spoil it for you, but read the book. And so, like you were saying, Cam, like the she's cute, but
It's
for
always that
guys,
but.
we know, like, look, man, you could be the finest girl on earth, but if a guy truly feels like he just doesn't want to, like, he couldn't bring you home. There's some guys, man, that have standards. So, like, I could not bring this girl to my mama.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she bad as I don't know what, and she thick, and she pretty, and all this, but I could not bring her around my mama. And it could be, what I'm saying, it could be knowing that, what I'm saying, you're probably, don't have the full respect that he's, looking for, because some women don't have an on and off switch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Some men don't either. But
Yeah.
we're not talking about this right now.
Yeah, we are kind of talking about this. We, you
Well,
know what I'm
okay, yeah,
saying?
we are, but
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
it's just
We,
like,
we got we got to make sure that we holding the men accountable too.
you like you. All right, I'm gonna just cut it.
Mm-hmm.
We know who we want to marry.
Yep.
It's no ifs, ands, or buts. It could be the first time we meet you. It could be the first couple times we talk to you.
Yep.
A guy knows who he wants to marry,
That's wifey off rip.
bro. Like, there's no question about it. Now, does if he wants to pursue that at that moment,
Mm-hmm.
that's the big question mark, because he can evaluate where he's at in his life. Like, dang, bro, like, am I ready for that? She may be ready, but am I ready for that?
Yeah.
And a woman, she's like, well, why aren't you pursuing me? Why aren't you, putting your best foot forward? Why aren't you putting all this effort in? And my man Steve Harvey said it best,
I know
man.
you was gonna bring up Steve
Yeah,
Harvey.
yeah,
I
yeah.
felt
I
it.
got to,
I
man.
so much.
Hey, tribute.
Oh my god!
Hey,
I knew
so
he was
Steve
gonna bring up
Harvey
Steve
said it
Harvey.
best, man. He said there's personal goals that men want to accomplish amongst themselves, that even if stuff looks so right from the outside to everyone who's looking in, if he hasn't accomplished all those goals or a majority of those goals, that man is not going to be content no matter how much money he has.
Mm.
There's personal goals that men strive for, that they want to accomplish. And
Yes.
it can even be, spiritual goals as well. Like, there's some women out here, man, that, you know, And, like Cam, like you've always told me, like, a man is supposed to be the leader in the household in every aspect,
Mm-hmm.
not just like being able to provide for the family, but being able to be the spiritual guidance
Mm-hmm.
in the household. And I've experienced that once before, man, and it really made me humble. Um, when I was talking to a woman, and she told me that she didn't feel like we were compatible as believers because I wasn't into it as much as she was,
Mm-hmm.
and she was looking for a someone to lead her, not for her to lead a man.
Right.
And at the time, I really didn't understand it, but it made so much sense to me later on, to where it's just like she, she sparked a flame that has been set under me since she told me that, to where it's just like she made me realize that I need to be the one to search for that spiritual guidance to fulfill what's inside of me. So when I meet someone like that, I can guide her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And later on, guiding each other.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all I gotta say on
Hey,
that.
so look, I'm gonna get some free game, bro. Later, I'm about to air it out straight up. Look, when a man asks you, or when a man tells you, "Don't wait on me," or "You don't have to wait on me," that's letting you know right then and there
He not ready.
he's not ready. If he say, "Hey, look, there's more," and look, that's really what y'all have to understand. It's no deeper science to it. If
And
he
it's not that
says
he purposely wants to let you go,
he
right?
doesn't purposely want to let you go, he doesn't want to hurt you. So he's saying, "Look, I like you a lot. I'm just not who you need me to be at this moment. Don't wait on me. Don't wait on me because I'm trying to have my fun." Or I'm really trying to get my stuff together and I'm not where I need to be for you. So if you want to have as me, you look, you gonna go through something. So that's really what it is. He's saying, look, don't wait on me.
Yeah, yeah. And ladies, Cam is not saying that to where a man is saying that to you,
Mm-hmm.
and is still trying to, like, kick it with you, have sexual relations with you.
Yeah.
But it's steady saying that. No, Cam is saying, like, once a guy tells you, hey, like, what you say, Cam?
Don't wait on me.
Don't wait on me, and he literally like stops like engaging with you in those things that could possibly confuse you, like going out on dates, or like I said, like having sexual relations, or doing things that are boyfriend and girlfriendish. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
he says that and strays away from all that, he really means what he's saying.
Absolutely.
It's not that he's trying to act, play games with you or anything. A guy that playing game with you is going to be saying that and still trying to do the same stuff he was doing before he said that.
Yes, sir.
That's a guy that's playing games straight up.
Hey man, I want to get into some more stuff, but look, we gotta wrap it up real quick. Hey, part two. That's all I gotta say. Part two
Oh
coming soon.
man.
Hey, this